Farzad, I'm gonna run to the boys' room if you can hear me. I'm gonna run to you can hear me now. Okay. Farzad, I'm gonna run to the boys' room real quick and I will be right back. Just a second.
For sure.
Gentlemen, class is beginning. Class is beginning. So for all of those who are in Rubicon, get on here because you got 3 minutes. Who's missing? Ivan. Ivan. Okay. And okay. There's Ivan. Who else? Ryan. All right. And then who else? Give me 1 second. Rashad, Ryan. Ben can't make it today. I knew that. Michael Cowden, you're here. So we're just missing Ryan Fowler and Ben. Okay. All right. Well, you got 1 minute. Just in the nick of time, Ryan. So Ben Seeley's actually traveling today, so he's excused. We knew this, but Ben will be in the class with us. You guys, most of you, I believe, know each other, but in case you don't, there's Daoud. Yeah, I forgot Daoud's in this class too. Um, most of you know each other. You've been to events, you've seen each other, but just in case, just real quick intros. Does everybody in here know each other? First, I don't think you might not know a few people. Let's start with
There's a couple of people I don't think I know.
okay.
Ryan, I don't think we ever met. If we did, I can't recognize your face. But so a little bit about me. I own a physiotherapy clinic in Palo Alto. I specialize with very high net worth clientele. Um, yeah, that's the world I live in. The goal for this class right now is I'm trying to figure a way out to get myself to 100K a month, and hopefully by the end of the year I can reach that number.
100K a month, it's $1 million a year. Okay, Michael, you.
Okay, I'm Mike Calvin. I'm from Sacramento, California. I'm a sign maker, and I'm actually here to get the secrets on how to make more money or maybe even open up my own business.
Well, you're going to start your own business. That's a requirement in this class.
Fantastic.
We're going to help you do that. And most of these businesses for guys who are just starting, you should be able to start a business, a side business or an active business for less than $5,000 that generates you anywhere from, well, let's just say $10,000 a month. That should not be a hard goal at all. For some of you who are already making six figures, we're going to be pushing towards like 3 to 5 if you're just over the line. And for the rest of you who are a little more aggressive on that, like Daoud, Ivan, and Matt, we're going to try to push the limits to get to a mill. Is everyone here for money? Does anyone come here for a different goal than money for Rubicon? Oh,
I think another thing would be more just how to leverage my relationships that I have.
okay, that's going to be part of it. So don't worry about that. I'm going to start us out with a little video that I just finished. So I'm going to actually just show it to you in the editing software because I didn't publish it yet anywhere. So I'm going to take this thing full screen, take it all the way back, put it full screen. Oops. Share first. Don't do that. Am I frozen? Okay, sorry about that. I froze for a second. Can you guys hear me? Yes, hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Share, and we're gonna do.
But I think you're frozen though, and this is just for me.
It'll be all right. We're just gonna show this little video. Can you see my screen? Okay.
Yes.
So this one's the one, the signature one. I crossed the line, the story of Julius Caesar, in his own voice. They say I should have obeyed the Senate, that I should have laid down my sword. But power doesn't ask permission, it takes a step forward. And I was the man who stepped first. You want to know why I crossed the Rubicon? It wasn't ambition. It was survival. Mine and Rome's. I wasn't born into wealth or limitless power. Yes, my name was old, but that's all it was, a name. My family had fallen. I had to rise. Politics was blood sport, and I played better than they expected. I gave the people bread, games, hope, and they gave me loyalty. When they sent me to Gaul, they thought they were sending me away, out of sight, out of mind. Instead, I built an army, a brotherhood, a war machine. I conquered tribes that had resisted Rome for centuries. I bled, fought, and starved with my men. And they followed me because I didn't just lead, I delivered. The more I won, the more the Senate feared me. When my campaign ended, they gave me an ultimatum. Return to Rome alone, disband your army, or be declared an enemy of the Republic. They expected me to kneel. Instead, I stood on the banks of the Rubicon. Behind me, loyalty, brotherhood, and triumph. Ahead of me, treason, civil war, legacy. I made the decision no one else dared to make. I crossed, and I never looked back. Rome split in two. Pompey ran. The Senate scrambled. It took city after city without a fight because the people didn't fear me. They trusted me. I wasn't just a general. I was the answer to chaos. In Egypt, I rewrote the map.
In Spain, I ended resistance. In Greece, I broke Pompeii. And when I returned to Rome, I didn't just seize power, I used it. I reformed debt, balanced grain supply, expanded citizenship, rebuilt the calendar itself, made Roman Empire in all but name. I had no crown, but I had absolute authority. And that terrified the men who once called me ally. They feared I would become king. But Rome didn't need a king. It needed a spine. So they killed me. Brutus, Cassius, the cowards who used knives instead of ideas. They thought they were restoring the Republic. They were wrong. Because I didn't die quietly. My death shook the world. And my name, Caesar, became more than a name. It became a title, a symbol, a legacy that empires would wear like armor. Rome never went back. It only moved forward under my shadow. So when you face your Rubicon, when the moment comes to choose, don't pause, don't beg, step forward and cross. Call me what I was, the one who crossed.
All right. Anyway, so these are my new little projects to 50 emperors. So we're gonna have 50 emperors that we go through, obviously, because we're talking about Rubicon. We're gonna be doing Rubicon type. We'll start that off with Caesar. And as everyone knows, if you don't know the story of that, he had to make a choice when he went away. They decided to try to go against him. He decided to make a choice at the Rubicon River, which is just north of the city, about I don't know how many miles, 20 miles, 40 miles, whatever. That Rubicon River, every army was required to disband and come back as the regular citizens. They had to disarm, disband. When he got there, he had heard that they were going to try to take him to court, seize his seat as a consul. There's three consuls in Rome, and they used to rule together with the Senate. Um, he decided that, well, they had like conspired against him to take his land and his wealth, and they probably would have killed him and disbanded his family, killed most of his family to make sure there was no retaliation. It's just the way the
Hey,
Rome.
Jack.
Yes,
Sorry to interrupt. You're still frozen, man.
it doesn't matter. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Then don't worry about it. It's fine.
All right.
Um, what ends up happening is he ends up crossing. He has to disband the army. He has to go back to Gaul and just stay a king there, or he has to cross with that army and get to the gates of Rome. He chose to cross the river with the armies. The Pompey didn't have enough soldiers that were actually trained and combat ready. They were all deployed to the east in Greece, fighting a different war. And so he ended up taking the city and making himself Caesar. He was the first emperor of Rome. Okay. You guys can still hear me, right? Okay. So that was one of the first major moves in Rome to actually make the decision to cross this river. For some of you, gentlemen, you have grown up with structure, you have grown up with decent families for the most part, and when you come to the realization that this whole thing's been like a trap, that you're kind of in some kind of crisis or midlife crisis, and maybe you've adjusted to that, but you're not able to get to your goals or your dreams. It's because you lack that fire, that wolf inside of you. Others of you, you were raised by wolves. You literally lived a life that was tormentous and torturous and tormented. Some of you did bad things. Some of you had bad things happen to you. Doesn't really matter. And what you've learned is you lack structure. And between those two things, you haven't been able to achieve your goals because you haven't been able to put it all together. So what we're going to do is add fire and structure because this whole course is designed to do that. So I have something I put together that I'm just going to read before we get started. We really started anyways. Get out of this, close that out because it's taking up bandwidth. And let me just, okay. So today, gentlemen, it's not orientation. Today's your declaration. You don't belong to the world you came from anymore. You belong to this war that we're about to start. Today, you cross the Rubicon. There's no retreat. No more hoping for things to fix themselves. This is Rubicon. This is Raised by Wolves. It is a 50-week campaign where men get the chance to reclaim their fire or die tame. This is your call to power. Every week, you're going to be guided by the ghost of an emperor. This week, the man who crossed the Rubicon first. Julius Caesar stood at the Rubicon knowing that crossing it meant war. The Senate told him to surrender. Rome called him a traitor. He crossed it anyway. Why? Because there comes a moment in your life where your past no longer deserves your loyalty. The die is cast. That was a quote by Caesar, 49 BC. Now choose your path. Were you raised by a wolf? Did you grow up with the fire, the survival, the chaos? You have the power but no structure? Or are you a Rubicon man? Were you raised with order, control, and expectations, but the fire inside you has gone cold? Some of you have a little bit of both. So what I'm going to ask you to do right now is just literally go into chat and you're just going to write the word Rubicon or wolf. Doesn't take that long, guys. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do here is, all right. So now that we've got our path, that's your starting point, not your excuse. Your first mission is going to be self-surveillance. So before we can build an empire, we must expose the lies you've told yourself. So what I'm going to do is take my new product that I literally charge $3,000 to $5,000 for, and I'm going to run a ghost profile on you. And we're going to run this document, and we're going to give you a questionnaire that's going to help us really drill down. We're going to get your goals, your values, your fears, your finances, and your failures. And it's all going to be analyzed by the software that I built to determine if your goals match your character. You will receive a personalized breakdown and corrections next week. So when we start setting these goals, you do not rise to the level of your ambitions. You fall to the level of your systems. So you have to complete this form by Friday. No exceptions. This isn't a solo mission. You're going to be assigned a partner. We're going to create battle buddies. And some of you will have 3-man teams. And basically, we're going to do these boardroom stand-ups where you're going to basically go through what your objective is, what blocked you, and what you're planning on executing this week. No shame, no fluff. No, I'm working on it. This is going to be leadership in motion. A man who leads is a man who leads no one is responsible for himself. So this is not a class. This is basically going to be like a war campaign. There's no certificate at the end of this. You get scars and transformation. So this week, we're going to go through writing down our truths, confessing our weaknesses, declaring your mission, and beginning your conquest. You're not here to be fixed. You're here to remember that you're dangerous. So welcome to week 1. Let's begin. So I'm going to go over something with you guys real quick. I can find it. There we go. And I'm going to add something to it before I deliver this to you tonight. And this is going to be a form that allows me to create a ghost profile on you. What is a ghost profile? I'm going to just kind of give you an idea. I have it in front of me. Oh, by the way, I got to send this to you, my guy, Farzad. The Ghost Profile is a covert behavioral intelligence dossier to help map out how an individual thinks, reacts, escalates, retreats, and influences others without ever making contact. The system doesn't rely on interviews, surveys, or speculation. It is assembled using public observable data, linguistic and behavioral signal analysis, pattern recognition of models from elite psychological operations, nonverbal, emotional, and decision-making structure forensics. The result is an actionable psychological model of the subject. It's not a background check. It's not a vibe read. It's not a personality quiz. It's a tactical readout designed to predict your volatility, prevent blind spots, frame influence approaches, identify emotional fault lines, deploy escalation and de-escalation scripts, and support persuasive and protective posture decisions. Why it exists? Because misreading human behavior can cost you a deal, a mission, a reputation, a movement, a life. In high-stakes environments, guesswork kills progress. So this ghost profile is going to offer certainty before the conversation starts. Now, I use these to give to as dossiers to elite men trying to do elite deals. I'm not going to do a full ghost profile on you guys. I'm going to do pretty much the short version of it so that we can actually figure out if your goals align with who you are. And then we're going to be able to tell through your tells. Each of you will be able to see each other's ghost profiles. Only if you give me permission. I'll give it to you individually, but I need it done by Friday so that this weekend I can actually assemble those, okay, and give them to you by Monday so that by the time we get to class, we're pretty clear on who you are and what you stand for. Next week, we're actually going to sit down and work on creating goals that match who you are and what you're trying to do. If that doesn't align, I'm going to help you find something that you're qualified for. I'm going to have suggested things that you're naturally good at, okay? Some of you already have businesses in play. We're going to work on expansion, scale, and methodologies to grow revenue or increase profitability. No margin, no mission. Write that fucking down. If you don't have a margin, if you don't have a profit margin, there is no mission. Some of you have been through this already, where you go the whole year and the numbers look great, but then the profits are like, whoa, dude, I spent all that money on what? And you didn't get to keep any of it. That sucks. Been there, done that. What we're trying to do is create highly profitable angles for making money. I'm also going to be using some intelligence models that I'm creating right now that will help you predictively indicate what industries to be in, where to play hard, where not to. We're going to take and chunk down your goals into a 50-week format. In that, you're going to have to break this down into 5 or 10 goals that you're going to be doing every week, depending on your task. I have built and assembled this 100-man multiple council who are literally AI bots, but they're going to literally help you break this down into chunkable size things that fit your profile. Then it is your duty every week to take the time aside to execute all 10 things, all 5 things, based on where you're at in your business. If you do not execute those things, sometimes that's okay because there are no excuses. Sometimes that's okay because something had a blocker or something had to get done that's major. You're going to move that over to the next week, right? Because the goal here is that if I can get you to do 10 things towards the goal that you've chosen, that over the course of a year with no days off, maybe a day here and there for the family, but really no days off. You should be trying to get up at 4 in the morning and do this if you have to. That you should have completed 500 tasks. If you look at your life right now, how many of you can honestly say that you did 50 tasks last year to try to improve your income? 25 tasks? Anyone? 10? Okay. So if we're at 10 or less, now you know why you're broke. Because everything is formulaic. If you do the right things in the right order, you will have the opportunity, given that the economy is still stable, and it is. If you're fishing in the wrong pond, guess what? If you're a coal miner, I'm sorry, you're not going to be able to be a coal miner anymore because there's no more fish in that fucking pond. We're in the information age where like consulting and all these kinds of things are making more cash than anything else. Where ideas are being sold for millions of dollars. Where I can take this ghost profile dossier that I literally create in 30 to 45 minutes, and most of that is formatting it to make it look good. And I can literally sell that for $5,000 a pop to executives who are telling me they want 20 of them next month. If I pull this off, my game is going to be a whole different game. And you guys being the first Rubicon class, for those who pull it off, we're going to do something special at the end of this year. For those of you who reach $1 million, we're going to go somewhere really, really nice. Whatever your goal is, if you hit it, we're all going to go somewhere really nice. Okay. I have a bunch of places to choose from. It's just going to be us. It's going to be our own retreat. You won't have to pay for a room. You'll pay for your own food. I'll probably buy a really nice dinner a couple times. But if we play this game together, we should all be at another level. And I'm playing with you. I'm playing with you. I'm just as accountable as anybody else. Okay? Questions? Every week we're going to have a stand-up. What a stand-up is, it's something in Agile Performance Matrix. If anybody familiar with Agile here?
But like with sprints,
Yes, well, you're the computer guy, yeah. So we're going to be running, all of these are going to be sprints, weekly sprints. Okay. And what a sprint is it's a series of tasks that you're going to complete in a period of time. Sometimes they don't get done, they just get pushed. You're going to get up and you're going to basically, this is going to be really quick. What your goals were, what was your objectives basically? What were your blockers? What were your successes? This is no longer than 1 to 2 minutes each. Then we're going to take an assessment of everything that you've done, and we're going to calculate. I'm going to be taking notes. I have my AI taking notes. It's going to deliver these notes, and we're going to be working on reformatting to fix the problems while you work on something else. Then once you have the solution to fix the problem, you're going to go back and execute that task. Does that make sense?
yep.
So there's no excuses. Because if you've got me sitting there going through your task, going, hey, like I should not be charging this for this class. I should be charging a lot more. But you're my first group. So once we go through this, if you have a problem and I freaking give you a solution, it's your job to execute on that solution. These things may take time and effort, but they will not take a lot of money. Make sense? The other thing is we're not going to be trying to trade 5 for 2. So if you're doing something that requires time for money, we got to figure out how we're going to scale it and make it so it doesn't only take time for money, that there are other byproducts of that can make money. Okay? Whether that's removing yourself and letting somebody else get time for money while you're out kicking more gigs, whether that's working on an advertising model. Another thing that we're going to be doing in this class that I'm not going to do for the next one, but I'm going to do for you guys, is we're going to start working on some AI models that are going to help you assist you get these tasks done faster. I will probably build you out a few counsels. I will not give you my best counsels, but I will give you some really good ones, specifically geared towards your task. So if you don't have ChatGPT, the $20 version, I suggest you get it now. Your version of ChatGPT and how I use it are two completely different things. I promise you, you will get results if you execute. It will not be the same as the AI class that I'm offering. It won't be as comprehensive, but it will be pretty advanced. Okay. So I'm gonna try to put this on. There we go.
What version of chat do you need?
Mostly you're gonna be in 4.0 or OT, I should say, because it's not really an OT. It's not. But we may get into agents and some other things depending on your mission, your goal, and maybe setting up agents. Make sense?
Okay.
All right. Every step for you is going to be customized for you. Because not all of us are going to start the same business. And we're not starting a business together. We're starting separate businesses. And basically, I'm going to use my ability to use AI to help you figure out what the next move is. And if you complete the majority of the tasks by the end of the year, you should be on track for your goal no matter what. Now, if you pick something that's going to require heavy sales, guess what? You're going to have to talk to people. If you pick something that doesn't require sales, requires lead gen, you're going to be on the internet marketing to people. So remember hunter, for the guys who did that class, hunter, farmer, fisherman, those are the ones who bring the food in. The hunter is direct sales. The farmer is the networker, going out to networking events, meeting people, planting seeds for a harvest that he'll gain from later. And the fisherman is the direct marketer who's actually casting either out nets or fishing lines to hook the fish. Those are the only three ways, man. They ain't changed since primal society. You hunt, fish, or farm. There's a hybrid of hunting and fishing called trapping, but it involves the same two things. So what we're going to try to do is get as primal with this as we possibly can. So we need to pick battle buddies. I've got all these wolves. You guys grew up in hard lives, all of you? Okay. Okay. Dude.
Hey Jeff, I changed mine. I was stuck in what you were talking about, and I figured it out since then. No, mine's Rubicon. Mine is Rubicon.
Uh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so now that we know that some of y'all know me, I ain't smell a wolf on you. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to pair up Wolf and Rubicon. Do you guys feel like you can pick your own battle buddies? No? Yes?
I got Neil.
Oh yeah, that's a
I,
perfect combo. I like that. Ivan and Neil.
Yeah, that's
I
cool.
got Dawood.
Who's that? Michael?
Yeah, Dawood.
Michael and Dawood. That makes sense. I like Ryan and Farzad because Farzad has a lot of wolf in him. He just
Let's
doesn't.
do it.
And Ryan has too much fucking structure.
Okay, there you go.
So
That's what I need.
yeah, like he's a one. You're a 9-8, right? Farzad?
I'm a 7-8, 7-8. Yeah.
Yeah. You're Mr. Fun guy, and he's Mr. Fun first, and but you do have that strong leadership quality. And Ryan is checklist, checklist, checklist. So you guys are perfect together. So who's that leave? Brian and Matt? All right, then it's Brian and Matt. All right. Got your battle buddy? Okay. You guys need to form a little Marco with each other. Okay. And this is just like if you don't see him show up and do his Discover Declare, this is going to be a little different Discover Declare, bro. It's not going to just be your reading. You can do that. Please do that. But this is your Discover Declares on how much you got done of the thing you were supposed to do yesterday. Make sense? I got this done. I got this done. I got this done. He doesn't show up. You report to me. That's before noon every day. What you did yesterday towards your task. They make excuses. You report to me. The man who got it done. And if both of you fuck up and I don't get a report every day, I don't want to hear shit when you don't hit your goal. Now, if you guys are all doing the things and you don't hit your goal, then I'm fucked up. That means I got to give your money back. But I'm telling you right now, there's no way you don't hit your goal if you do your daily tasks. So this is going to require discipline. This is not like anything we've ever done before. Before I was smiling, this is going to be like Warrior Week in a business room, in a business setting. And not like the business setting that you're at if you're in a Warrior Week program, Ivan. Because they don't enforce shit. Right? I'm going to. This is not a game. if we do this right, there should be 2 to 3, maybe 4 millionaires in this room, or at least on track for that by the end of this year. Does that make sense? All right. Real quick, anybody who in here has a business that they plan on expanding? I know that for Zod that you're planning on going a couple different routes. Ivan, yes.
Yeah.
Daoud, yes. Brian, you have a business that's right. Matt, no, not anymore. Okay. All right. So you got them cows though. I'm just playing. Oh, I know that shit's a fucking money drainer, but it's good eating. Um, the so yeah, we'll do that. Who here has to start a business? Neil, you have a business, but it's you want a business, right? Something you can't make. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do real business for Neil. We need a real business for Ryan. We need a business for Michael, and we need a business for Matt. Perfect. Like half the class has businesses, half the classes don't. Brian, you may have to expand and change and adapt your business a little bit because the money model doesn't add up to a mill, bro. Not unless you're going to get like a high level spokesperson, somebody's really, really on fire, or you build something that completely runs itself online. Okay. So we've got to actually think about the money model and what you can actually. We need cash flow. That doesn't mean you can't keep your business. Please keep your business. We'll create a side hustle that generates more money than your business. Then you have to make a decision. Make sense? Does anybody here have an idea of what business they plan on choosing for the new guys, the new business? Ryan, you do. What is yours?
YouTube channel, coaching.
Okay, you want to do coaching. How much do you want to make next year?
By the end of the year, I want to be in line for $1 million.
You make $100,000 now?
Am I making
100,000 now?
Yeah.
between, well,
You're smoking crack.
no, no, between IMG and retirement, I'm still not there.
Okay, so you're smoking crack because we're not going to go above. We're not going to go above 10x.
Okay.
So you want to go. Your goal should be between 7 and 10x. Figure out what that number is. Have it by next week. Um, Matt, how much money do you want to make next year?
Double my school income what I'm getting paid now for coaching and teaching the big league since I'm a single income family.
Okay. So what you have any ideas around what business you want to start?
I feel like something online for me figuring that route out because of my time that I have invested.
So let me put it this way. You don't have to do all the things you do because you don't make enough money for all the things you do. If this business starts to take off and you're part-time, and will you give up some of the things that you're doing in order to get it?
I'm not going to give up any of my coaching because of my sons, no, because that's the whole reason why I'm doing what I'm doing.
You don't want it. All of your sons and all the things that you coach?
Track, yeah.
Okay. So they're all in those things and you're only coaching them, or are you coaching other groups too that have nothing to do with them?
Coach other groups too. I coach high school in there and grade school.
Okay. Well, you may have to give some of that up because how much time do you have free a week?
At all. Not with all the side businesses I'm trying to do. And stuff like that. Cows.
What side businesses?
Mowing yard still.
Wait,
The
hold on.
storage building.
Talk to me. Like you got to get closer to the mic, bro.
Still mowing yards. Still got the cows here. Got the goats. Doing the farming stuff when we can. Got the storage building unit still that we've got up for sale.
Yeah, you're gonna have to give something up. You don't have to give it up right now, but once this thing gets any kind of traction, you're gonna have to cut some of that shit. Mowing yards, what the fuck is that? That's not real money, bro. Not unless you're gonna get a bunch of Mexicans or some kids from the res to do it. Um, but we'll get there. I just want you to be realistic. You're not gonna make it. And what's your money goal?
My goal is to make another 60 K because that's what I make coaching and teaching.
So you just want a 2x?
To start, yeah, to be realistic with myself, yeah, that would be awesome just to have another income, add
Okay,
another
so
income.
you're thinking way too fucking small. I need you to reach in your fucking pocket and realize that you've got a pair. Everyone in here is gonna make at least 100 grand next year. Minimum, even if you're making 60 right now. You do way too much to make $60,000. Dude, you make more working at Amazon. I'm just saying. You got to value yourself, bro. Ryan, this man is a coach of multiple teams in multiple sports for every age group, and he is a teacher full time. Do you know anyone that you've ever met that only makes $60,000 with that kind of schedule?
No,
That's insanity, right?
it is.
You need to think higher of yourself. Once you actually start believing that you deserve more, you'll receive more. Neil, do you have an idea of what kind of business you want to start?
Nope.
How much money you want to make?
Well, if it's 10x a million,
Okay. You have the capabilities. I know you do. It's just going to be about what? Do you have no idea right now, right?
nope.
So we're going to figure something out that fits your personality. Um, Daoud, we're expanding on you, right? We're going to grow yours. We already know what to do with that.
Yeah, we're expanding. We're expanding. Yep.
And then I already gave you one that might do it. You saw the
Yeah.
overview today. What did you think when you saw that shit?
It's dope, man. It's dope.
You could bring that into your world easy.
I could ease out. Yep. Yep.
It
Yep.
would get you with higher stakes clients if you get it in front of the right people.
Yep.
Yeah, that might do it alone, dude. Especially once you have some more use cases. I got 3 right now. And testimonies. Farzad, expand on yours.
Yeah, expand on mine, but I think it's more aligned with the coaching and group programming and getting people in.
Okay. So
So that's gonna, I mean, this year I'm online to break 300K from my clinic. So if I could get to a million overall, or at least in line to make a million next year, that would be great.
yeah,
So which 100K a
I,
month?
I honestly believe that that's more than doable for you.
Yeah,
For you, it's all discipline.
yeah,
All day. You're $1 million guy. You're a multi-million dollar guy right now.
just got to get there.
Yes, sir. Who did I miss? Brian. You have an idea of what you want to do? You might. I know what you're doing. Do you have an idea of anything that you would expand that to $1 million business, or do you not
Well,
want
I can talk about coaching because I think that what I've been through, people would love to hear that.
Yeah, but
But, but
you got to think about the demographic that you'll be talking to and how much money they make, and do they have the money to give you? Do you want to talk to 1 million people, or do you want to talk to one person that gives you $1 million?
one person giving $1 million.
Okay, so your story is not going to help them.
Okay,
Does that make sense?
makes sense.
Okay. So do we want to go after high net worth clientele or higher net worth clientele, or do we want to do something that's going to deal with a bunch of people who have a hard time paying you?
High net worth.
Okay. So we're going to figure out what that range is based on what you do. Ivan, dude, you have it. You're sitting on it. It's really about growing what you have and pulling the fucking trigger to become the competitor for your owner. And I've got you really need to get with Ben and get Ben to introduce you to Lays. because Lace is a connector. Don't spend a lot of time with Lace. She's a very pretty girl, and your wife will not like that. But she's not like that at all. She's actually really cool. I'm just saying you don't want to be like buddy buddy with Lace. You just need to know who she knows. She's a good human being. I usually wouldn't hook people up with females, but I'm gonna tell you, I've never met a connector like her. She's just something phenomenal. Um, Anybody else? Okay. So I'm gonna
Hey,
go ahead.
what I want to do is I want to make a lot of money. I want to make 250,000 next year by next year. I'm only making 60 now. What am I gonna do?
And
I
you live
have
in
the foggiest.
California?
Hey man, yeah.
Bro, I blew $60,000 in California this year before June. I was
Okay,
only visiting. I don't know how you do
okay.
it, bro. What part of California you live in?
Sacramento, Northern California,
Yeah.
probably about 2 hours from Lake Tahoe.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely. You have any idea what you want to do?
No, I don't.
Okay. And you make signs professionally.
Yes,
Do you know enough about sign making to run a business?
no, I do not.
How long have you been making signs?
I'm going on 5 years. I did shipping and receiving for 30 years. I mean, I can do all kinds of things,
So shipping and
but I do
receiving,
not.
what levels of like logistic type stuff? Like managing
Yes,
logistics?
yes,
Certifications, degrees, education?
none.
Hmm.
No,
Um,
no, sounds kind of dismal, huh?
what do you love?
But what do I love? I love riding motorcycles. I know. Hey, you asked.
No, there might be something to that.
Oh,
The motorcycle
I
thing.
was a motor. I was a motorcycle instructor for 5 years, and then I got tired of that
We're not
because.
gonna do motorcycle instructing.
Okay,
There may be something for motorcycles that we either create, sell, or buy online. Um,
okay.
and do you know a lot about motorcycles?
Been riding for 53 years. Yes, I do.
Okay, so like sport bikes and like Harley type people, or what do you do?
Yes. Started off in the dirt, worked my way up to street bikes at 12 years old, and been riding ever since. I got two Harleys.
Um, Let me see how saturated the market is and what things are going on. You might end up becoming a bike broker.
Okay.
Do you know a lot about classic bikes, expensive bikes?
No, I do not. I'd love to know though.
Well, you're gonna have to fucking learn. But
Not a
uh,
big deal.
I had a friend who came out of car sales and now is selling yachts. So you can figure it out. You have the personality for it, brother, and you have the background. Like you were rough. So yeah. So the next thing that we're gonna do is just go over this form that you guys are gonna fill out. I have a couple questions I'm going to add to this because I want to know, but I just want to go over it so you hear everything, and I expect every answer answered. I will not share the answers with anyone. Your primary financial goal in the next 12 months, realistic. If it's over 10 times, we're not doing it. Okay? What you're making. Your personal development goal. Like, who do you have to become? Who do you imagine yourself to have to become in order to do that? Like, okay. Your legacy or relational goal. Okay. So, Farzad, you have a relational goal. You want to build better relationships with your clients and the community. Some of you have a legacy that you want to leave behind. You're going to then describe your ideal life 12 months from now. What does victory look like for you? That means what are you doing, where are you going, what you spending, how you dress, all that. Okay. You're gonna pick whether you were raised by wolves or Rubicon. We already did that. Who shaped your early worldview? In other words, who in your early primal years before you turned 14, who was the person who actually shaped the way you see the world and why? This can be a bad person, it can be a good person. I don't care. I just need to know. And I need you to be detailed. And if it says long answer, write as long as you possibly can, okay? Like I need over 500 words from you guys in this. So the short answer is not going to cut it. How do you respond under pressure or chaos? Okay. Um, I need to know realistic answers to this stuff. List 3 phrases people commonly use to describe you. This is what other people see you as. What habit or vice is currently sabotaging your progress? Farzad, I know what yours is. Only because I believe in him so much, man. What belief, mindset, or behavior have you outgrown? If you know your Enneagram type and the wing, go on and put it down from a test. If not, I'm going, reach out to me. I'll show you where you can take the test. I need to know the Enneagram type and wing if you have it. If you don't, go take the test, figure it out. It's free. MBTI. If you don't know your Myers-Briggs, anybody here not know their Myers-Briggs? Okay, you're going to go to 16personalities.com and you're going to take that tonight. 16personalities.com. If you're unsure of, I want to know even down to the A or the T. So you need to know your 4 letters plus the A or the T. Are you assertive or are you turbulent? Your top 5 personal values. What do you truly value? Don't give me no bullshit fluff answer. Your consistency, right? Your consistency on a scale from 1 to 10. How consistent are you in whatever you set your mind to? Do you have any daily routines, tasks, or disciplines that you actually follow? And I'm not talking about brushing your teeth or wiping your ass. I'm talking about something that you have to do that's hard that you have to be consistent in. Are you consistent? 1 to 10. Rate your ability to influence others. Are you good at convincing other people to do things? All right. Then whatever you say, add your wife or your girlfriend in and take a few points off. You know what I mean? What's one thing that you don't want us to know about your story? Don't want us to know about your story. Okay? What self-sabotaging decision do you repeat most often? What emotion are you most addicted to? Is it anger? Is it sadness? Is it validation? Is it laughter? Is it comedy? Is it excitement? What is it? What are you currently playing small or avoiding? Where are you currently playing small or avoiding responsibility? If a clone of you never changed, what regrets would he die with? What title or entity do you want to hold in 12 months? CEO, leader, owner, founder? What will you absolutely not tolerate anymore from yourself? What skill or discipline do you need to master right now? What are you building that will outlast you? Some of you don't have an answer for that. I understand that. But I want you to try anyway. Who are you becoming that your son or younger self would admire? If you don't have a kid, then your younger self would be like, wow, who are you becoming? I need your total gross income for the last 12 months from all sources. I need your average monthly expenses, both business and personal. Okay? For those who don't have business, just a personal, but for business, if you have a business, put a number for business. It can be rounded off. It doesn't need to be exact. Even though you guys really should be P&L type people. You will be P&L type people by the end of this class. Do you currently have any savings or investments? Yes or no? I don't need the approximate value. Just put yes or no. Do you currently have any debt? The type, is it credit card? Is it mortgage? Is it whatever? Just put an approximate amount. I'm just trying to see ratios here. I don't care about your numbers. Income breakdown. So if you have a job and a business or a side hustle, like how much do you make from your job? How much do you make from your business? How much do you make from your side hustle? Okay. Monthly, yearly, monthly is fine. Yearly if you got seasonal stuff. Target income for the next 12 months from now. We already discussed that. And then the vehicles you're pursuing to get there. Am I starting or growing a business? Am I creating a side hustle? Am I creating career advancement? Am I doing real estate or stocks? If you check real estate or stocks, I swear to God, unless you're like some kind of high level trader, I want to crack you over your head. Digital products, unsure or other. Your top 3 financial obstacles you're facing. Do you follow a financial system or a budget? If so, describe. So let me give you an example of financial system. My buddy Wes Watson, who, even though he gets on my nerves, we're starting to become buds again because I'm skinnier now and he sees the progress. So his system is, well, it was a third, a third, a third. Now it's a quarter, a quarter, a quarter, a quarter. He spends a quarter of his money, just blows it. He makes like $3 million a month right now. He spends a quarter, he saves a quarter, he invests a quarter, and then he does something else with the other quarter. But I forget what it is. That's a system. A budget is where you're paying attention to every little detail of your bills and doing stuff, right? How many income generating actions did you take last week? Whether it's a sales call, an offer, a product, or development. Most of you are going to have zero. Not all of you, but Dawood won't have zero. Brian won't have zero. Neil, you probably won't have zero because you have the coaching business. Most of you are going to have zero, but that's okay. Once you answer that, I'm going to have you put in your links to your social media, your LinkedIn, your ad, your Insta, your blah, blah, your all of it. YouTube channel, if you got any videos on there. And then I'm also going to put in just a small little essay on how, I just have to add that, a small little essay on like what you truly want for your life in this from this class. Okay. So why you're taking the class, what you hope to achieve, why you hope to achieve it. I really just need the patterns. I just want to see your cognitive behavioral patterns. Okay. So don't bullshit it. Don't think you're impressing me. I'm not paying attention to any of these damn answers, to be honest with you. My matrix is going to pay attention to these answers, and we're going to have this dynamic discussion. Then we're going to take whatever business or ideas that you have. We're going to match these up for the ones who don't know what they're going to do. We're going to find things that can actually match up with your personality that you're going to want to execute on. And when you actually see the kind of results this thing can yield, as far as that matchup, you're probably going to be dumbfounded. Because this is pretty incredible what I'm able to do right now. Then once we actually have that, I'm going to have these councils break this thing up into tasks and chunks that you can do every week in order to achieve your goal. And then you're going to execute weekly. Does that make sense? All right. So if your goal ends up being, I want to be a coach, and you've got to make 5 videos this week, I don't want to hear no bullshit on your check-in with your battle buddy. I don't want to hear no bullshit on your check-in on your Marco. Every day that you have a goal. Tomorrow, your check-ins are going to be just regular Discover Declares. Okay? And did you or did you not complete this form? What were your blockers? Okay? Well, I got all the form filled out except for I need to take the Myers-Briggs test. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what then your Discover Declare is going to be just your regular Discover Declare, whatever book you're reading right now. I need the time to go through this and build something. And then by next week, when we actually start with the chunking, you're actually going to have tasks. Okay? Make sense? Questions? No one has a question. So I'm going to publish the videos of the emperors. I want you to listen to those in great detail and start embodying the concepts of these guys. Like, okay, this one is one I did. Let's see here.
I was the Crescent, the story of Saladin, in his own voice. You may call me noble because I showed mercy, but mercy is a choice made by the strong, and I was forged to be stronger than the storm. I wasn't born in a palace. I wasn't bred for a throne. No prophecy marked my name. No crown waited. I was just the son of a Kurdish commander in a broken city of a broken caliphate. To Crete, that's where I was born. The night I came into the world, my father was exiled. So we left the city the moment my eyes opened, and my life began with rejection. We wandered, moved between war and shifting alliances. My father served under Zengi, a warlord, then under Nur al-Din, a greater one. I was a nobody, a small name in a sea of greater names, but I watched, I listened, and when I was called to fight, I answered. They sent me to Egypt not as a leader, as a support to my uncle Shurka, a brutal man, a shadow on the battlefield. When Shurka died, I was supposed to be replaced. No one expected me to hold the reins, but I did. I became vizier, a foreigner in Cairo, a Sunni in the Shia court, surrounded by enemies who smiled with their knives. I didn't blink. I didn't beg. I unified the army, secured the treasury, and when the last Fatimid Caliph died, I didn't just rule, I ended a dynasty. With one move, I turned Egypt from division to unity. I bent it towards Damascus, towards Mecca, towards Jerusalem, and I still wasn't done. The Crusaders underestimated me. They thought I was a regional player, a soft-spoken governor. They missed the storm I was becoming. I reformed the army, raised fortresses, trained men in discipline, not just rage. And when I struck, I didn't strike small. I crushed Renaud de Chatillon, burned his ships, refused ransom. He broke the laws of war. I broke his neck with my own hands. Then I faced Guy of Lusignan, Hatton, the horns of Hatton. I surrounded him, cut off water, let the sun beat down, and then I ended them. Jerusalem fell days later, not by siege alone, but by precision, by will, by inevitability. And when I entered the city, I did not kill, I did not rape, and I did not burn the churches. I opened the gates for pilgrims, let mothers find sons, let enemies leave in peace. You call that mercy, but know this, mercy is not weakness, mercy is dominance restrained. Richard of England came next. Lionheart, they called him. We met in the battle, we measured one another, he never took Jerusalem, and I never lost it again. You ask how I rose, I wasn't born great. I made the right moves when no one believed in me. I held the line when men wavered. I broke enemies when peace was impossible, and I offered peace when victory was assured. They still whisper my name in 3 languages, Christian, Muslim, Jew, not because I lived long, but because I stood tall when empires collapsed. Call me what I was, the crescent, a blade, a banner, the light before the storm, and the storm that followed. I am Saladin.
You guys get the idea. The idea here is I want you to pay attention to the words. Drop one of these. When I drop one of these, I want you to go look the guy up and just read a little bit about him. That'll be your discovery declare for the day. Okay? So whenever you get one of those in your chat, you're going to drop what you learned about him and what I want to hear specifically what you either plan to embody or what you already embody that they have. Does that make sense? These were all men who either came from, I can't get past the fact that Julius Caesar didn't come from nothing. He was a prominent family. They had just kind of fallen into ruin and he restored their name. Most of the men I'm going to give you were cast into the gutter. So that means you have no freaking excuse if you can embody some of the principles. That makes sense? Now, the only thing that may cause an interruption somewhere, probably not within the next month or two, is I've been invited to do some high-risk missionary work. I should still be able to deliver this class. But if I go to Syria, which is one of the places they want me to go, I'm going to be back under the gun again. I miss this. I do. I miss being a soldier. If I do that high-risk mission work, you guys will know in advance and it'll just be a pause. Or what I'll do, which may be preferable to you, you guys can make this choice. I'll record the class, the stuff that we need to do, appoint one of you to execute, try to be there if I can. I won't be gone more than a week or two ever for this stuff. Like my buddy just went to rescue a bunch of Yazidi kids Kurdish kids in Israel. Job is get in, get out. They went yesterday. They'll be back on Sunday. Make sense? Questions about that? I'm gonna try not to get shot. I do miss the smell of gunpowder on my nose, though.
Good luck, man. We'll be praying for you.
I'm going with Byron, bro.
Yeah, I already had an idea as soon as you said missionary. So
Yeah, bro.
yeah.
Byron and Victor Marks. Yeah, he's like, bro, you gotta come one of these. I'm like, I'll do one. We started a business together.
Yeah, I mean that's dope. I feel comfortable with you being with the Black John Wick, so that's
He
not a
really is
problem.
the Black John Wick. I mean, it's pretty crazy. But yeah. Yo, dude, he's monster on a gun range, man. He sent me some videos. I'm like, holy crap, dude. How are you hitting that target with a handgun from that far? Running. You know what I mean? It's not like he's standing still. You know, and he's such a funny guy, bro. He's always joking. He's always got no homo jokes. Like, good dude, though. Anyway, it's about to get real, fellas. Any questions about the class? This shit's gonna be work, y'all. There's gonna be fun parts. There's gonna be sad parts. There's gonna be days you want to pull your fucking hair out. Some of you have like serious procrastination problems. Some of you have serious distraction problems. And between those two things, they're what's going to kill you. That's why you have to get with your battle buddy. So I need you to set those groups up. And then I'm going to invite you guys all to a group starting tomorrow morning. Your Discover Declare is going to be on Salauddin. I don't want you doing on Julius Caesar. It's pretty plain. Everybody's heard his name. So I will put that in there. You can watch it again. You can go look up Saladin and learn a little bit about him. You don't need to read nothing more than a Wikipedia page. Nothing, something simple. Maybe you find a YouTube video that you want to watch on him. And then, oh, by the way, for these historians, if you can, for the best historian in the world, I'll introduce you to him real quick, and I'll let you guys go. I'm really getting better at managing my time and not going over. So, what? Oh God, Casa Grande, Roy Casa Grande. Write that name down. If you can find Casa Grande, Casa Grande, um, solid. If you can find him, you'll find like you may get sucked into the rabbit hole and watch the whole thing. But if like he's talking about Saladin Ibn.
Since 1171. Anyway, I just thought it would be strange to have actual historical things in the room while I'm doing this, and also cool because maybe like, I don't know, at some point one of these guys who minted these coins might have touched it or something, and so tried to bring him in, make it real after the talk if you want to really want to beat up. So who should you attack? The friend, of course. It's obvious. You know what
So like you may not want to watch a 2-hour video on history to watch him, but I'm telling you, he's one of the most profound historians I've ever seen. He's the only one I've ever seen tell the 100% truth, especially about the Middle East. Most of you never even knew that Persia was a greater, longer lasting, bigger empire than anything the Romans ever did. That they never sacrificed a human being, that they literally freed the Jews and rebuilt their Temple of Solomon and paid for it themselves after they conquered the land. You know, most people don't know that. It's in the Bible. You see it, you skip past it. But that Persian Empire was amazing. The Persian Empire was one of the most amazing things that ever hit the planet. And they marked them in 300 AD like they were some savages doing some crazy stuff. And that just was not the Persian court at the time. They were actually just and freeing people. They left you in power as long as you submitted. And they really didn't do much but make you pay them tribute. And they literally freed every slave in every land they touched. Slavery was illegal. Human sacrifice became illegal, even though it was still used in Rome and in Greece. So, just saying, you should dig into some of these emperors and their backgrounds. Some of them are bloody, nightmarish people. Others are kind, good-hearted, and strong. All of them have qualities that you could use. So I want you to embody these emperors. I want you to take the things you can from them and start making them a part of your personality. As you cultivate this character in life that you want to become, find a piece in each of them and add it to yourself. As you go along this process and start adding the things that you're doing in the world, I need you to add a little bit of this idea of being an emperor and building your empire. No matter how small that's going to be or how large it's going to be. Maybe a tribe. You might need the next Elon Musk. Who knows? Whatever it is, I need you to want to be great. So, Matt, when you tell me you want to double your income, I'm wanting to slap you upside your head, bro, because I could have doubled your income with a damn flea market that I was going to do. Dude, you were going to make something like 12 to 20 grand a weekend off that idea I gave you 3 years ago. Do you realize that? A weekend. And you over here worried about mowing lawns. Now, maybe I need to talk to your wife because she wasn't into it. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you got a draw and you live in a country community that has any kind of other communities around it within 20, 30 miles radius, our cow town where I live, that town, Woodstown, only has 6,000 people that live in it. 6,000. They bring buses from Philadelphia, from New York, from Atlantic City, and from Delaware to drop people off at this flea market. Flea market and food trucks, that's all it is. You got a whole Native American reservation. How far is the reservation from you?
A couple hours.
They'll come to sell their goods. You know they will. You got farmers around you, right?
Here's ranchers.
Just ranchers. Maybe it's a meat market. I don't know. But I'm sure there's people that, oh, that's right. You're in Oklahoma. You're in the dry part too, right? Or is it green?
Something's covering your mic, Matthew.
It's not real green.
Okay. I was just looking if you could actually set up a farmer's market. But that may be hard to do. If you could find a grocery wholesaler around you somewhere, you could still pull it off. Because I bet you there's not a lot of people doing that. But I'm telling you, that would fit your lifestyle. Baked goods, all that stuff, foods, and then like clothings and t-shirts and people like that want to make extra money on the side. Something. We'll figure it out. We're gonna see what fits your personality well. I mean, if you're gonna mow lawns, then like, dude, make it a business. Don't do it yourself. Make other people do it. Questions, comments, feedback. Daoud.
I think it's really good. So are we, you said it's 10 actions a week. Is that correct?
It's going to be 5 to 10 actions a week, depending on what you have. Some of your actions are going to be more complex. We'll make them 5. Literally, that's all going to be advised by a counsel
Okay.
based on what you're doing. Ivan, feedback, takeaways.
So for me, I mean, I'm just excited to go. How are we gonna well, I guess you'll explain that later, but how are we going to be communicating with my partner? There's going to be certain
You're
projects.
you're gonna have you're gonna be communicating with your partner directly on
Oh,
Marco or by phone, and the whole thing is, yo, where the fuck you at? You didn't tell me why did you miss that last week? Like, you guys are gonna be on each other's ass. This is not about being cool. This is about making your buddy get the fuck up and do what they gotta do. That's a battle buddy. If you're not a battle buddy, a BB, you're what we call a Bravo Foxtrot. Does anybody know what a Bravo Foxtrot is? Come on, Brian, you from the military? Oh, that's right, you from the Navy. Never mind, that's not the military. Um, Bravo Foxtrot is a buddy fucker. You fucked your buddy.
Yeah, I was gonna say BF.
Yeah, buddy fucker.
Yeah.
You're either a battle buddy or you're a buddy fucker. If they didn't get the mission done and you covered for them, they're gonna fail. You guys being battle buddies is my way of having two people accountable to each other so that one will be accountable to me because I'm not going to see it all the time and I'm not going to let you fail. So you're going to let each other fail. And if somebody doesn't tell me about it, then I don't know who to jump on. So as these tasks come out that you have to do, you're going to be like, hey, Ivan, today I'm going to get these two things done come hella high water, no matter how late I got to stay up or no matter how early I got to get up. Before my next check-in, this is what's going to get done. And you're like, hey, this is what I'm going to get done. And Roger that, I did it. I didn't do it, bro. Yo, you got like fucking 2 hours. What the fuck you doing? But I gotta be at work. Nah, you're gonna get this shit the fuck done, bro. This is your future. Like, you know what I mean? That's what you guys gotta be for each other. Then if he's like, well, I can't get it done. Okay, well then your job is to come to me and tell me that he's not getting it done. My job is to get in his ass and figure out if he really has something that's holding on, that's keeping him from doing it. If it's something that can be pushed, if there's a blocker, if there's something I can do to help him get past that barrier. Because sometimes y'all motherfuckers do dumb shit like try to work on something you really can't work on right now. And so you have a goal, you thought you could do it, and then you get stuck. And then you're worried about Jeff and you're worried about the class, so you end up getting stuck. And I'm like, yo, next fucking task, dude. Bring that shit to me as a blocker. Let me work out how that needs to be done and figure out if we can get around it or not. So for instance, if my job is to go set up a bank account with this particular thing and my paperwork didn't get taken by the thing, don't get stuck on that for 2 weeks. Let's go do something else while we figure out what I need to find for my damn banker. You see what I'm saying? I watch people do this shit and they just get frustrated spinning themselves in circles on paperwork. They could have just done something else that needed to get done. So you guys are there to kind of shield each other from that. And then I'm there as a backstop to try to figure out the problem that's helping you move forward and tell you whether to move forward or not on that. Does that make sense? Does that help? Okay. Anybody else?
Is your book a reading assignment for the class?
It can be once it's launched.
Okay.
Protocol will help you. It may not help all of you. Uh, don't you have access to it? You just want the actual hard copy. I get you.
No, no. I mean, I have some of it, but not
Oh,
not the final copy.
okay. And then Michael, scared, bro?
Of course, I got to step out the box, step out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, you gotta get punched in the face.
I've been punched in the face. I'll heal.
No, I mean punched in the face in business.
Oh,
Ryan, no.
Yeah, yeah, same thing. I mean, you know me, Jeff. I want to do it, and I've got a million things talking me out of it. So the buddy piece is going to be perfect. So
Okay, and who are you paired with again, Ryan?
Fazan.
Farzad. Okay, so yeah, I can trust Farzad to punch you in the face because he deals with millionaires and billionaires all the time. every freaking day. You got a good one. And
Thank you.
you gotta keep him focused, man. Farzad, you got anything for me? Oh, he had to drop.
Yeah, he had to go.
Anyway, you guys have a good night. I will get the group started right now. And for the Marcos, I will send you this form. Actually, let me just do that now. Let me take this. Actually, you know what? I'll send it to you by email, and then I have all your emails. I just gotta make sure I add in Neil. Okay, and then yeah. So I'll send this form to you. I'll get you guys added to your groups appropriately, and then if you have any questions, hit me up on Marco or text me. All of you know me, so excited.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, let's go get this money. Let's build a little empire. Night, gentlemen.